Okay, good morning. Gonna do a little playing around with recall things while I wake up here. So, Mark on my team just pushed this MCP server that enables sequential thinking in your agent with thought logging on recall. And so I haven't played with this yet. I thought it'd be cool just to play with. So let's take a look. So I didn't look too much into the message behind this, but I assume so I assume this is just going to be a really nice way for agent builders to get their agents to break out their thinking into these kind of manageable pieces, which is manageable sort of chunks of thought and decision and action, which I suspect is going to be really good for helping to debug where things go wrong or improve things that are going right. So this is just an MCP server we need to plug into our agent. So let's go ahead and do that. Should be pretty easy. Okay, so let's take a look. I have this kind of dummy agent set up. Okay, that's fine. So this dummy agent doesn't really do anything. If we run it the first time, what it's going to do is start up my agent. Let me go ahead and make this bigger, smaller. Okay, what it's going to do is it's going to take a Substack article, review it for some different sentiment on tokens, but it's kind of going more broad than tokens right now. That's fine. Yeah, so it's just going to break out what the most recent posts on a Substack are saying about different tokens and try to figure out the sentiment. Probably not super valuable, but I just thought it was a good basic agent to start with. So if we take a look at what's happening in this agent, we've got our prompt. Well, first of all, we give it another project I've been working on, this data omni feed, so that gives it access to Twitter and CoinGecko and Substack. And then we give it this prompt, pretty basic prompt, and then it goes through thinking, streaming the output, and we read it, and then it exits. So I think two things. First, to really see the sequential thinking shine, let me just make these instructions a little bit more complete. So interestingly enough, let's see if it can handle this. I want it to store a trade prediction on recall. Using a JSON schema that Carson on my team shared with me the other day. So all right, so, well, let's, no. I don't want, yeah, Claude thinks I just wanted to do that. Stop, Claude. You're too helpful. Okay, cool, but okay, but I don't think it's there. What would be the best, I think, and I know this is coming, would be just using sort of a different MCP endpoint to push the trade information that would do all this formatting and everything for them, but we're just doing it a hacky way this morning. Okay, this looks better. Cool. All right, so it's an assistant that analyzes Substack. It'll store all our trade predictions. Let's take a look really quickly here. I want to use okay, this is looking reasonable. I just want to, in my account, I currently have just a lot of test buckets that I built, so just trying to be able to predict where it goes. Let's see if it can execute that. I haven't tried this little dummy agent on actually pushing data to recall. Let's see if it can figure it out. Oh. What was that? Red. I think I saw. Oh, okay, that's fine. All right. This agent does not give trading advice. No financial advice. Okay, so what failed? Funny, I don't even know what server it's using where it thinks it has a calculate stats tool. Okay, let's see what it's... Okay. Just to get rid of these, I don't want to overcomplicate it. Let's see if it can even get this. Okay. I didn't see it actually try to execute the recall tool. Let's just make sure we gave it to it. Ah, okay. So, we need to grab something like this. So what I need to do is add the recall server. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, need to add the recall server. I'm just trying to find it in some other code here and make it so that I can drop it in. We're gonna do this again in a second too. So alright, this is going to be the wrong format, but at least we can work from it. So this is our recall server. I'm sorry, agent. I ask too much sometimes. Formatting right, quick and dirty. Great. All right, it has recall. In theory, it has recall. Let's try it again. Great, starting recall MCP server. That's very promising. Okay, what happened? So it looks like it got some things. Timed out. Is that true that this could time out? Let's just give it, much more. Did it really? I don't see that actually happening. Yeah, I don't see the error, but just in case. Is that? Where does this run? Okay, so yeah, it probably timed out. Let's just try it again. See if it can complete its work. Now, what success is going to look like, right, is if we see some files pop up in here. Okay. Okay, so this is probably a good point to see if we can do better. It seems like the agent, unless I'm making a mistake here, it seems like the agent is potentially getting confused or getting lost in the objectives here. So let's just try. Let's see what happens if we add this sequential thinking. Now, how am I gonna add this? Let's go ahead and grab this. Install all the packages. Okay, what do we got going on here? What do we have to do? What do we have to do? Okay, yeah, we're on the wrong branch. It's the branch. All right, so what we need to do now is set this up. And it looks like this is the server, index.js, that's the built server. So all we need to do now is follow his instructions, likely in the README. So let's go back, this is the README on his branch. Okay, it's just an MCP server. And it just needs kind of similar. Great, it needs similar stuff, right? So, okay, so let's go ahead and add this MCP server. This will be fun. So, I hope this prediction storage with the bucket server doesn't confuse it having a couple things called recall. But what is this called? Yeah, let's just call it sequential thinking. And then the path is just where we were looking. Gosh. That is correct. Oh, you know what? No, we didn't put it in the right folder. That's okay. I'll organize that later in my MCP servers. But cursor, you clever agent. All right, and then what do we need? We need the private key. Just reading here. We need the private key. We need the network. We don't need the network, but we've got it. We need the bucket alias. So let's go ahead and add this. So I want to use the same one as below. This trading alpha bucket. Hey, that could be all we need. Now let's see. This thing does some different stuff. All right. Now. Oh. All right, where did we get this wrong? Oh, it's that folder name. Okay, let's try again. Just had the folder name, cursor agent, told me what. Okay, so we see things loading. Looks like the sequential. I wonder. Ooh. Okay. I wonder something about this. Okay, it looks like it failed to maybe create a bucket or something. Let's just go take a look. Okay, so something worked, which was our base prediction. Let's go take a look at it. Cool. Okay, it meant actual base prediction. It wants to buy base. Okay, but it's funny. It's very funny. So why does the sequential thinking fail? That's the... Oh, but we can see one thing, which is sequential thinking worked. At least it worked to straighten out my agent and get my agent to actually work through the steps. So that's the point. It's like I was asking it a kind of complicated prompt of multiple steps. Go read this very long blog post, pull out some actionable data, go query that data on a different tool, get some prices, look at the price action, make some predictions, store those predictions. And by that point, without sequential thinking, my agent got a little lost. Now adding sequential thinking to my agent, it just got it in one shot. The only thing that failed was something about the sequential thinking tool setup. All right, let's just go through this step by step. Does it use a bucket ID? No. Let's just not give it, let's just try it without mine. Oh, let's try it without mine and then have the predictions go in the same one, which is the default one. Maybe I've been noticing some problems with using the bucket alias you see in a number of tool calls. I've been able to just create the same one. Ideally the tools would filter those out, but maybe my use of an existing bucket here is maybe my use of an existing bucket is getting the Sequential Thinking MCP service up, caught in a little knot. So let's just try it on a fresh one and see what happens. So, oh, didn't like that change that I did there, huh? Oh, what was that? So, why is this failing? Let's try one more thing. Let's drop this requirement. Okay, we've seen it, store it, fine. Let's just keep it in the chain of thought logs now, and let's drop this second recall server and just make sure we're not getting caught in a little. Yes, okay, great. So something there with the recall MCP server and the Sequential Thinking MCP server was causing a little confusion for my agent. No big deal. Took the recall server out. We can figure out how to get it back in. We have actually an updated MCP server coming out anyway, so we can figure out if there's something on our end that was the problem there. But no big deal. The outputs are still going to be stored. Now we take a look, and what we should see is a Sequential Thinking bucket. So that looks great, but but we didn't hit a minute anyway. Just realized that I changed something earlier in this that was the wrong thing. This was just to display the seconds when it times out, not the actual timeout. Okay, so it looks like things are working. Why? What should we be prompting this? Maybe, just maybe, what we want to do is great. Okay, so now with that recall server out of the way, the sequential thinking setup just works every time. Perfect, very nice. It found the existing logs here in this bucket, which we can see is this one, and then it's moving through the paces. So it says it added it. Let's let's go ahead and try be explicit up here. What we should see, we should see a successful new bucket here. Oh, I'm using a little local. So you can see that the tool is working great for the sequential thinking prompt, but something isn't working here with let's try, something's not working with the storage of the sequential thinking. So what I'm going to do really quick is do a quick edit here of Claude. give Claude our sequential thinking server. Sorry, just doing a little off-screen private keyry. Get this all set up. Okay, let's just give that a fresh look. We got 4 tools here. So let's see what Claude does. See what Claude does with this same. Just being lazy. Why type when it is copy pastable? Oh, okay. Okay, let's stop. Stop. Claude had access to Substack, but I removed it there, being hasty. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try this again. I see, I actually fix one more thing. Just need to check. Yeah. That's the wrong name, but okay. Don't know how I got there, but that's fine. Easy fix. Easy fix. Okay. Just had a bracket and a comma out of place. Oh. Easy fixes sometimes don't work. I've got my path wrong. I know how to fix this. Work. Okay, great. 41 tools. Sorry for that. I just fiddling with configs over here. Now, let's try again. Let's see what Claude does. Allow it. Allow it.
Imitazione. Lungi dal proprio ramo, povera foglia frale. Dove vai tu? Dal faggio, laddove io nacqui, mi divise il vento. Esso, tornando, a volo dal bosco.
No, my prompt says use sequential thinking, but let's take a look. Did it ever create a Claude bucket? Yes, it created a bucket.
Vo dove ogni altra cosa, dove naturalmente va la foglia di rosa e la foglia dell'oro.
Maybe the storage isn't a given. I don't know what this did. Yeah, I mean, it's looking really good. Remind me again, what are the sequential thinking tools? Okay, so it looks like it's set up so that it should just finish. And when it's completely done, it will store its thoughts to our bucket. But let's see if it happens. I mean, the thinking is amazing. Definitely far more. Look at that. Where are you? See. Haha, there it is. Okay, so I suspect what was happening in my agent is it's just not. Oh, that's lovely. There we go. So cool. Okay, so I think probably what's happening here is it's actually still quitting too early. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's timing out. Don't see. I don't see what would be different here. So, really cool though. And this one should be storing in the test. Okay, and we just want to crank this up, you know. Let's try one more time. Did we change anything? No, we didn't change anything in the Claude prompt, and it's using which model are we using here? Okay. No diff, no real diff. Is there another timeout that's happening? If we just avoid that. It's very cool to see the sequential thinking working here in the agent. That's great. It looks like there's just a little something to do with adding
Menschenbeifall. Ist nicht heilig mein Herz, schöneren Lebens voll, seit ich
I don't know if the ask agent in Claude can actually, yeah.
Dir mich mehr, da ich stolzer und wilder, wortereicher und leerer war. Ach, der Menge gefällt, was auf den Marktplatz taugt. Und es ehret der Knecht nur den Gewaltsamen. An das Göttliche glauben die allein, die es selber sind. Die es selber sind.
All right, let's take a look at its changes here to fix the timeout.
Is the problem with security guard here in 69 Club, please? Can I talk with someone, please?
All right, I don't care about you. I don't really care about you. Let's accept this, but crank it up too. I mean, for now. Oop. Mistake commits. All right, let's see what happens now. What's this? Yeah, Let's try one last thing, which would be, let's be explicit that the agent is to store their is to store their sequential thinking. Okay, amazing. So something different there in the desktop app and the model I'm running here is that it just was smart enough to know that I wanted to store these things here. The only tweak that I'd make now is just that I obviously don't want to store every single time. I wanted to just store the end, like we saw with Claude. So if you look at the output of the Claude run here, you can see it just gave us some nice sequential thoughts from the complete session that we could review. Here, what our Masta agent did is it stored it once. I assume stored it again with a few more rows. Oh no, just one row again. Okay. Just one thought. Yeah, so I don't really want this. Although it's interesting. it's interesting for sure, having it that way. So, okay. Let's try one last go here. Really interesting that it didn't just default to do this here, but this is really cool. I mean, this is not published yet. This is actually still just a pull request. So part of this video is just checking it out, playing with it before we merge it and get it out. I think this is one tweak we need to make, is somehow when the agent connects to the MCP server, the MCP server should give them a little bit more careful instructions on how to store their outputs at the end, and ensuring it happens or something. I'm not sure the right way. We'll have to play with that. Or maybe it was expected already and something with my setup is breaking it. But it's very close. So we'll tidy that up. And what would happen is every time you run your agent with this, you will get very tidy sessions of thoughts for every decision it made. Now, the sweet spot here will be to have this ID for the session linked to something like, let's see if it's in here, something like a prediction. So if we take a look, it might make a prediction to buy ETH in the trading competition, for example. So this is just some raw JSON that is the agent making a decision to make a prediction that there's some tradable alpha, having that chain of thought linked to this payload, where this payload is kind of independent and easily, like, we can do some really cool visualization there. That will be the next step. I think also we could do some pretty nice display of the prompt and the reasoning in the sequential thinking. Something a bit more like this, where, you know, we have some schema here. The sequential thinking is using the JSON L. I think the only things that might be missing there are like a prompt. Maybe it's even just we store the prompt once with a unique ID. So if it's prompted again and again, it just will, all the sequential thinking sessions will reference that prompt, that single prompt. And then we can do some really nice displays. Like, here was the prompt, here was the sequential thinking, here are any follow-up prompts, all of that interaction. Super close, really dig it. So if you're watching this and curious, you can check out this repo now. There's only the first pull request, not merged yet, not released yet, but you're welcome to play with it. And I assume we're getting this out in the next week or two after a little bit more cleanup. But have a good rest of your weekend. Have fun hacking.